Morning, children. Today we will start chapter number 8, The Hack Driver, of our supplementary reader, that is Footprints Without Feet. This chapter is written by Sinclair Lewis. So, first of all, something about the writer. He was born on 7th Feb 1885 and he died on 10th January 1951 at the age of 65. He was an American novelist, a short story writer, and a playwright also. And most importantly, he was the first to win Nobel Prize in Literature. So this is a story written by him. It's a very interesting story. Let's read it out and find out. So the hack driver. What is hack? Hack is a horse-drawn vehicle, or we can say ghoda gadi. So a young lawyer comes to a village to serve summons on Oliver Lutkins. A friendly hack driver takes him round the village in search of Lutkins. Does he find him? Who is Lutkin? So these are all the questions which we will find out in the text. Let's start and find out. After graduating with honors, I became a junior assistant clerk in a magnificent law firm. Children, please take a pencil with you and write down the meanings of all the difficult words. Okay? So, the narrator is narrating his experience. What he is saying, the story is about a person whose name, about a young lawyer. And this young lawyer is telling us about his experience. So what he's saying, that after completing his graduation with honors, he became a junior assistant clerk in a magnificent is a very big, a huge law firm. I was sent not to prepare legal briefs, but to serve summons like a cheap private detective. Summons is an order to appear before judge. So what was his work? He was sent according to his degree, or according to his you can say job. He was an assistant clerk. So his work was to prepare legal briefs, legal notices, etc. But it was not so. He was not asked to prepare any legal briefs, any legal notices. Rather, he was sent to serve summons. Means he was sent to for particular persons, and what the summons means that an order which carries an instruction for a particular person to appear before judge in the hearing of any case. So he was asked to take those summons, and he was not happy with his work, because what he's saying, like a cheap private detective. Actually, these type of work are done by the private detectives, spies, and it was not a work of a clerk. So he was not happy. I had to go to dirty and shadowy corners of the city to seek out my victims. And in order to carry out these summons, he has to visit such areas of the city which were not good. They were very dirty, they were very dark. Shadowy corner means very dark, shabby, and in order to find out those victims of the, or we can say, in order to find out the persons who has to appear before the judge, they may live in any part of the city. So he has to see those areas of the city also which were not good. Some of the larger and more self confident ones even beat me up. And sometimes, what happens, the person, those who are strong or those who have some political background, when he went there and when he showed them the summons, they even beat him. So, it was not a good experience for him. I hated this unpleasant work and the side of the city life it revealed to me. Revealed means which it disclosed or showed to him. So, what he's saying, that because sometimes he was beaten also, and he had to visit those dirty areas of the city, so he was not at all happy with this job. He hated that work, and this, because of that work, he had to visit those dirty sites also. I even considered fleeing to my hometown, where I could have been a real lawyer right away without going through this unpleasant training period. So what he said, that sometimes he even feel that he should run away. Fleeing means fly away or run away to his hometown, where at least he can practice as a lawyer, where he has not to take those summons, and he will be away from that unpleasant training period. Since he was undergoing the training period and he has to do whatever work was assigned to him, whether he liked it or he didn't. So sometimes he even wanted to run away from that place, from that job, and he wanted to go to his hometown where he could practice his law. So I rejoiced one day when they sent me out 40 miles in the country to a town called New Mullion to serve summons on a man called Oliver Lutkins. We needed this man as a witness in a law case, and he had ignored all our letters. So now one day what happened, he was very happy when he was sent away from the city, and the place was 40 miles away, and the name of the place was New Millions. And again he has to carry the summons to a person named Oliver Lutkins, and they needed that person as a witness for a case. And earlier so many letters and notices were sent to that man, but he had ignored or he had rejected all those letters. So personally he has to go there to show him the summons. When I go to New Mullion, my eager expectations of a sweet and simple country village was severely disappointed. So he went there, and he was very happy that now he will be able to see a very beautiful sight of a village. But his eager expectation means what he was expected, they were lost. They were shattered down. They were severely disappointed means they were all shattered. What he had thought of, that now he will see some good sight of a village, but when he reached there, all his hopes and expectations, they were shattered down. Its streets were rivers of mud, with rows of wooden shops either painted a sour brown or bare of any paint at all. The only agreeable sight about the place was the delivery man at the station. Now he is describing the village. The streets, they were full of mud. There were wooden shops on both the sides of the road. Some were painted in very bad type of brown color, and some were even not painted at all. So the only agreeable sight means the only pleasant sight was the delivery man who was there at the station. He was about 40, red-faced, cheerful and thick about the middle. His working clothes were dirty and well worn, and he had a friendly manner. You felt at once that he liked people. So the only thing which he liked there was the person who was there at the station. He was about 40 years old. His face was red. He was very good looking, means very pleasant looking, very happy he was, and he was a little bit healthy also. So, and the clothes which he was wearing, they were dirty, and but they were fitting him well. Well worn means they fitted him well, and his appearance was overall good because his face was very happy, very cheerful he was. And at once a very positive feeling came to the narrator's mind. He felt about that person that he liked people. I told him to find a man named Oliver Lutkins. So when he reached there, and he told that person who was there at the station that I have come here to find a man whose name was Oliver Lutkins. Lutkins, I saw him around here about an hour ago. Hard fellow to catch, though, always up to something or other. He's probably trying to start up a poker game in the back of Frid's shop. I'll tell you, boy, is there any hurry about locating Lutkins? So when he told that man that I am in search of a person whose name is Oliver Lutkins, then he said, Lutkins, I have just seen him here. Near about an hour ago he was here on the station, but it's very, very difficult to catch him. Always up to means always busy in one thing or the other. And now presently he will be trying to start, or he will be ready to play a poker game. Poker is a card game. So now he will be going to start his poker game at the back of the Frid shop. And boy, I'll tell you that, are you in a hurry to find that person, or are you in a hurry to find him out? Yes, I want to catch the afternoon train back to the city. I was very important and secret about it. Then the narrator replied that yes, because I have to go back to my place by the afternoon train only, and it's very important to catch him, and it's a secret about him. I'll tell you what, I've got a hack. I'll get it out and we can drive around together and find Lutkins. I know most of the places he hangs out. So the person who was there, he said that, okay, you don't worry, I have a hack is means a horse driven vehicle, and the person who drives that is known as a hack driver. So he said, you don't worry, I am a hack driver and I have a hack also, I'll bring that, and together we will take a round of the city and I will help you in finding Lutkins, because I know most of the places where he hangs out, means where he enjoys, where he spend his time. He was so open and friendly that I glowed with the warmth of his affection. Now the narrator was very happy because just on the station he found a person who would help him in finding Lutkins, and he was so happy that the village people, they are so good and so helpful. I knew, of course, that he wanted the business, but his kindness was real. Rather, he knew from inside that it is his work, because he was a hack driver and it was his work to carry passengers from one place to another. He will get some money also by this, but after even after that, his kindness was real. I was glad the fair money would go to this good fellow. I managed to bargain down to $2 an hour, and then he brought from his house nearby a sort of large black box on wheels. He remarked, well, young man, here's the carriage, and his wide smile made me into an old friend. These villagers are so ready to help a stranger. He had already made it his own task to find Oliver Lutkins for me. So they both discussed about the money, and finally, after some concession, the narrator was ready to give him $2 for 1 hour, and they finally decided to search Lutkins. So he brought his hack, that was a big black box. This is used for his hack that was on wheels, and he said, okay, well, now here's the carriage, and he smiled, and the narrator, he was very happy. They became friend, and the narrator was thinking that these village people, they are so kind hearted and so ready to help even the strangers, and because of that, the hack driver himself was considering his own work to find Oliver Lutkins. So the narrator was overall very happy to get that man. He said, I don't want to interfere, young fellow, but my guess is that you want to collect some money from Lutkins. He never pays anybody a cent. He still owes me 50 cents on a poker game. I was fool enough to play with him. Children, you can see the picture also. Here is the hack, horse drawn vehicle. Two horses are there which is carrying a black box which has seats and it is on wheels. The hack driver is sitting there, and at the back seat there is the narrator. So after that, when the narrator was seated there in his hack, then the hack driver said, actually, I don't want to interrupt in your work, but still, what I guess is that you have to take some money back from Lutkins. But he never pays anybody a cent, means he is a real cheap, and he never pays anybody a cent. Cent is a currency. So, and he further told him that he still had to take 50 cents from Lutkins, which he had lost in a poker game, but Lutkins had not paid him those 50 cents even yet, and it was very difficult for him to take that money back. He's not really bad. Next page, children. He's not really bad, but it's hard to make him part with his money. And then he further said that actually the person, Lutkins as a person, is not bad, but it is very difficult for anyone to make him part with his money, means it is very difficult to give up money or property. So no one can very easily take out money from him. So he never pays anyone even a cent. If you try to collect from him in those fancy clothes, he will be suspicious and get away from you. Then he further said that if you try to take money, since you are wearing such good clothes, so definitely when he will see you, he will have some doubt and he will run away from you. So if you want, I will go into Fritz and ask for him, and you can keep out of sight behind me. So he said that if you allow me, that I can go into the shop where he was about to start a game, and I can ask about him, and you can just stay behind me. Means he will not, if he will not see you, so maybe that he will be ready to come with us, or he will be ready to pay us the money. I loved him for this. By myself, might never have found Lutkins. Now the narrator was so happy, and he said that for his kindness, I just loved him, because on my own, I may not have found Lutkins. With the hack driver's knowing help, I was sure of getting my man. I took him into my confidence and told him that I wanted to serve the summons on Lutkins, that the man had refused to be a witness when his information would have quickly settled our case. The driver listened earnestly. At the end, he hit me on the shoulder and laughed. Well, we'll give Brother Lutkins a little surprise. So now the narrator thought that with the help of this hack driver, definitely he will get that person. And now he was sure that he's trying to help him. So he took him into his confidence, and he told him, the narrator told the hack driver that he had come here to serve summons on Lutkins, and because earlier they had sent so many notices to him, but this man had refused, means he had denied to be the witness of that case, and that case would have quickly sold out if he had came there as a witness. The driver listened very sincerely, earnestly, very sincerely or seriously, all that, and at the end he just hit him on his shoulder, he just patted on his shoulder and laughed, and he said, okay, don't worry, today we will give a little surprise to our Brother Lutkins. Children, that's all for today. Rest we will do in the next class.